This is this is 94.7 The Pulse. You're listening to Sports Fix. Ewan, what have you got for us?
Well, we're talking to TL Mach again, the same bloke we talked to last week ahead of his fight with Mr. Ong Kwang Sawadan. So, TL, how you going, mate?
Oh, good, thank you, Ewan, and thank you so much for having me again.
Hey, it's no worries, man. So, walk us through last week's fight. How'd you go? What was the result? How was the day? How did it all transpire?
Last week was absolutely amazing. So I felt like everything that we were working towards and training to in training camp, I absolutely executed on tonight. My trainer said to me, I thought it was going to go a bit longer, but unfortunately it only lasted 70 seconds, and that was including the count. He said, you might lose respect for him, and as soon as you lose respect for him, just walk him down and apply pressure and try to take him out, and that's exactly what I did. He came out, I know they said that he was orthodox, but he came out southpaw, and it was actually kind of a good thing for me because I've been sparring southpaws for the past 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of my training camp, so I've had quite a bit of experience with dealing with southpaws for the last 3 weeks. So when I went in there and he came out southpaw, it was sort of good for me. He threw a couple punches in the middle of the ring, and then I knew that he didn't have much power or didn't have much to his caliber, so I walked him down and got rid of him quite early. So that was sort of the plan.
Yeah, it's always very important early on in a fight just to land one good shot, just so that you know what's what in the fight, and just to get your confidence right. Can you remember what shot you caught him with?
Yeah, so I caught him. I'm pretty sure I caught him with a right hook as he was trying to get out to his left side, and that's what me and Jack were working on the most, is trying to walk him down and then cut him off with punches to make sure that they stay in the same spot. And then once I caught him with that right hook, I got him with a left hook, a left rip, and then a right hand straight afterwards, which that was the one that dropped him the most. But I think what hurt him the most was that essential right hook that stumbled him, and then the left hook was the one which caught him in the eye, sort of dazed him a little bit, and that extra right hand was the one that really dropped him. So it was everything that we were working on, and I was actually very happy and pleased with myself that I could do it very quickly and get the job done quick. So I'd say it was the right hook at the start, or possibly that left hook was the one that dazed him and allowed him to get dropped in the with that extra right hand at the end.
Sounds like a piece of pugilistic poetry, my friend. Can you walk us through your sparring camp? Anyone of note that you were sparring in preparation for this fight?
Oh yeah, so I've been sparring Ian Arzo, and Ian Arzo is a very well equipped professional. He took a little bit of time off, but I think he was ranked number 7 in the IBF actually, IBF. So it was good sparring him and someone, because he had such great skills, and he brought out the best in me as well, and being able to be in there with him was actually amazing as well, and especially the southpaws, because I don't get many southpaws that I spar with a gym. So being able to go down to the Lions Den and spar some of the boys there was absolutely amazing, and getting used to a couple of lefties, because you know this yourself, and you don't get much lefties in any gyms really. So it was good being able to get some sparring with them beforehand as well.
Yeah, these southpaws, they are a rare and frustrating breed, I tell you what. Okay.
Definitely.
So, let's take you back to a younger fella. We've talked about your fight last week, and I'm very glad that you got the result. But tell us, do you remember what got you into boxing originally, and do you remember your first day in the gym?
Yeah, so, when I was younger, I was a little bit of a troubled kid. I always thought I could fight, and until I actually went to the gym. So I was very lucky enough at a young age to be able to meet a friend of mine who actually went down to Pyrrhus Boxing and was training at Pyrrhus Boxing for a little bit, and I had a little bit of a sparring session with him at my place one time, and that's when I knew that I couldn't fight at all, and I was very intrigued by the sport because of his skills, and he took me down to the gym, and when he took me down to the gym, I just fell in love with the whole entire environment. So Pyrrhus Boxing and Jack Light, he's something else in terms of the way that the way that he treats people and the way that he teaches. It makes you feel that you're really there and he actually cares for you. there's a lot of things, a lot of sayings where you hop into a gym, no one really cares. I wouldn't say cares about you, but they wouldn't really give you the time of day unless you have the physical attributes or the natural talent. So he actually put his time towards me and treated me like family from the get-go. So that's what I've noticed, and that's why I've stuck there. And I can see the same thing that's happening with my little brothers. They've been training there as well, and it's just such a good environment. And every single person that trains at the gym, we all are competitive, but at the same time, we all want to see each other succeed and see each other grow. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to the Purist gym over the next couple of years. But that's what got me into the gym purely. It was me thinking I could fight, and then me knowing that I couldn't fight.
Yeah, it's always hard when you're going into different boxing gyms because you want to find somewhere which is like a nurturing environment that actually sees something in you and wants you to develop. And you go into some places and you're really just there to be fed to the biggest and baddest in the room.
And you don't really want to be there in the corner, trying to fend for yourself, sort of thing, waiting for someone to come say hello to you, or waiting for a trainer to come actually give you the time of day. And that's one thing I've noticed ever since I came into Purist, which I didn't even need any of that. He came straight to me. He could see straight away how much I was into the sport, and he helped me out a lot as well. And I think the best thing about him is the guidance that he gave me. He made sure that I knew how to defend myself before I got into the ring. So these days with other trainers and stuff like that, and I see it a lot in in amateur tournaments, like boxers get put into the ring and start fighting, and they don't even know how to throw a feint. And it was good to be able to be mentored and being able to get taught by someone who allowed me to get into the ring with full confidence, knowing that I can defend myself. Because that's the main thing when you get into there, is to protect yourself at all times.
So speaking of Jack Light, is he here to talk to us today, mate?
Yes, he is. Nicole, Jack, are you there?
I am, boys.
Hey, there he is.
Good morning, Jack. Welcome to Sports Fix. We've had a couple of really good conversations with TL. I guess as the manager coach, you must be just thrilled with his progress.
Oh, I'm elated. He's, I try not to let his head swell too much, and I know he's listening, and I sort of want to know how to say this, but he is a special talent, and he's got an exceptional character as a human being to go along and match it. So it's been a pleasure for sure.
Hey, Jack, for the role of a manager for a fellow who's 2 bouts into a professional career, how do you manage what he does, and how do you organise that his next pathway is going to continue to challenge him and make him a better fighter?
Oh, I suppose like it's any sport, but especially with boxing, it can be a slippery slope because you see a kid like TL, or you see a kid who is a special talent, and the excitement can be there to rush them too quickly. But at the end of the day, and if I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of guys out there right now who I would put TL against tomorrow, but you've got to navigate. It's hard to navigate it, but you've got to take your time with him, and you've got to try and get the right fights at the right time. Now, I heard TL just say before that he knew this kid switched southpaw that he fought last week. He was doing it in spurts in videos that we'd seen, but he came out as a southpaw, left-handed. And luckily, he'd been doing a fair bit of sparring against left-handed guys, but if he hadn't been doing that, or he had have rushed into that sort of thing too quick, you can come undone a little bit. But he's a special talent, and he knows how to handle these things. So we just try and get him the right fights at the right time. We look at the opponent, and TL and I talk about that together in the lead-up, and we plan the fight, and he fights the plan, and he does it exceptionally well. I've said about TL pretty early on that I think I sort of stopped worrying about him, I think, after maybe his 3rd amateur fight. After that, it was literally like holding the controller on a video game, and you're just pushing some buttons, and he goes out and executes. But, yeah, he does it very well.